Welcome back, sci-fi fans, to the Science Fictionary podcast. I'm Andrew. Marisha's here with me, and these guys are back. So we talked about it the other night when we did our live show. Iana and Adeline now have their own show, the Padawan Report. At least it's the Padawan Report until they come up with whatever they want their permanent name to be. They're back, so I'm going to give them a second to tell you just a little bit about what they're doing.
That wasn't me. That was for their benefit, by the way.
Hi, my name's Iana, and this is Adeline, my co-host and sister. We have been trying for ages to start our podcast, our YouTube channel, more like. What is it? The Padawan Report.
Good job.
Thank you. I worked really hard to figure out what I was gonna say. And we're gonna talk about all sorts of things we like, nerdy stuff, pop culture, all the stuff.
All the stuff.
Nice.
Yes.
So
They're not talking about the Odyssey on their show because they don't want to be gripey on their show, so they're going to come be gripey on ours.
I'll be gripey twice. I really
need. You can just do a whole segment where it's Adeline giving her peace of mind about stuff.
I'll just be standing there like,
yeah.
That would turn into the segment we've talked about doing here called Short Story Long.
Yeah.
But
like the whole episode, like 45 minutes.
Yeah, and then I realized at some point that's basically could be the name of our show.
Yeah.
But anyway, I've got a number of topics that we still want to cover, but tonight's not going to be it. Tonight is The Odyssey. Christopher Nolan's The Odyssey. We finally saw it. Honestly, if I had microphones in the car, because we have like an hour and a half ride home after the movie. Honestly, if I'd had mics, the best show would have been the conversation we had on the way home.
We left the movie theater. Mom was like, "So we're going to do the show before the show?" We're like, "Yeah."
And look, we're going to try to give a straightforward review. I'm not, this is spoilery, by the way. Like, don't watch this if you still want to go see the movie.
Story.
Yes.
Well, I mean, it's not really that story, so you could spoil it. But yes, big spoiler warning right here. Tune out. Come back later if you're going to go watch it.
for some reason.
But again, it's also a really old story. So, like, if you don't mind being a little bit spoiled on it, you might want to listen before you go. And I'm going to say this. Don't take small kids to this movie.
No.
Made this mistake. And I'm not talking like a 5-year-old. But
Elijah's 12.
But I took a 12-year-old. I shouldn't have done it.
It's a little bit much.
So there's a whole scene. What do you say? Like 5 minutes of just pure body horror.
It was really out of place. It was like, why?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It wasn't
really
nice.
Bad.
It wasn't
Yana
nice.
cried.
I did cry. I can't do food horror
Or body horror.
or
It
body
had both.
horror. It had the combination of those two things. And it was like, I was bad when it was just like the loud eating noises. I had to cover my ears. And it kept on getting
live, right?
worse. It was really bad.
You
I
mean
think so.
check
I didn't check. Hang on. Let me confirm.
and make sure. Just because I forgot to turn on the intro. So.
I don't have enough battery to stay in the chat on my YouTube
Oh, that's fine.
like I usually do.
Your phone, slay
Well, what do you? I don't think we would have
It
stopped
was
looking.
it was in my bedroom under a pile of clothes.
Aw.
Well, at least you found it. That's what matters.
Yeah.
It wasn't at Walmart, so that's something.
Hey, when you don't lose the phone that's still got 12 months on the payment plan at Walmart, that's a win-win-win. Anyway, so we're going to talk about the Odyssey,
which was not a
just
win,
to start
win,
us off.
if anyone's wondering.
We don't do like number rankings or anything like. Well, we kind of have a ranking system that we may introduce to you at the end of this episode just for funsies. That I came up with about 6 months ago and we haven't implemented.
I feel like it's been longer than 6
I
months.
feel like.
Was it like? I think it was last hunting season.
Yeah.
So like
been a
getting
minute.
close to a year.
Okay. Yeah.
So we'll get into that at the end of the show. But like just a thumbs up or a thumbs down. Is everybody here? Is anybody giving this a thumbs up? No. Okay.
That's not a Hail Mary thumbs up either, by the way.
No, it's not. This is
Now, Hail Mary.
No,
Hail Mary.
Mom.
You missed the joke.
Oh, you're right. Hail Mary's right. But.
Yeah, no. I don't think, like,
Sorry.
I mean, if I was ranking this out of 10, I mean, I'm giving it like a 3.
I'm giving it like a 2.
Like, and I keep trying to convince myself I'm being unfair at a 3.
I think you're being a little bit too big.
But then I reflect on some of the things I really don't like about it and then go, maybe a 3 is too generous. And I don't know. I can't bring myself to give it, I couldn't give it more than a 5 for sure. And look, I mean, here's the thing. So let's start off with, what did you like? Is there anything you liked about this movie?
Tom Holland.
Tom Holland was great.
Tom Holland is great.
Tom Holland is unfailingly great all the time.
Only.
Zendaya.
Tom Holland did a great job.
He did.
The character's a little bit of a wimp.
But like,
Yes.
well, I mean, Telemachus is a little bit of a
I
wimp.
mean, yeah, that's kind of the thing. Like,
Yeah.
he's like,
He-
So I did appreciate that they gave us. So the historian in me appreciated some context, right? They talked a lot about what they referred to as Zeus's law, right, which is the Greek concept of hospitality to strangers, xenos. Really important, right? The idea that you might be entertaining a god. So it's important to be kind to beggars, to strangers, travelers, right? The responsibilities of a host. Now, they didn't really talk as much about the responsibilities of a guest, but that is the other side of that coin, is that hosts and guests both have responsibilities.
We're gonna get into that being a major problem with this film.
But I did appreciate that they discussed that, because that is an important concept in the Odyssey. And I think that it does offer some explanation for why Telemachus doesn't just shoot them all.
right, because like he actually can't fight.
Well, but also, like, I mean, he is the heir to the throne of Ithaca. Like, he does.
And I'm pretty sure the only reason he's able to help fight the suitors in the end, in the actual story, is Athena comes to him as what, like, comes to help him, to help Telemachus. Yeah. So Athena is his like teacher, right? But there's no gods in this movie, so
Yeah.
So we're gonna get there.
Tom Holland is Telemachus. I feel like
Solid.
Tom Holland. I feel like it stayed pretty true to the spirit of Homer. Like Telemachus, I always felt like he was probably a nice guy, but just not quite the man of the hour. Which I feel like I got from this.
There's part of Holland's performance that makes me wish they had brought in more stage actors, which just is very, very appropriate for for this.
oh my god, a dog.
There's
a dog.
a dog trying to get into the studio.
There's a dog trying to get into the studio.
She's not as big as she sounds.
So, anything other than Tom Holland? I mean, did you have is there any moments? I mean, so for me, I feel like most of the actors
They acted well.
do fine. Like, there's no performances
I like
that I'm like,
Zendaya's 5 minutes a lot.
Yeah.
There's no performance that I'm like, oh, that was a terrible performance. Now, the dialogue, clunky. The scenes, some of them just poorly written. But I feel like the actors did a fine job, and I feel like it's fair to like point that out, because there was some clear, like, pointed things done with the casting in this. And leading up to the movie, that was kind of one of our big complaints, was that the casting's all over the place. I don't know what they're doing. It feels like they're trying to make people mad.
I feel like
It felt like stunt casting. Lots of big names. Really, I would have been happier with less big names. And then you don't get Frank Castle in a scene.
I know.
And don't get me wrong, I'm really like the guy as an actor. But
I like that he just acted like Frank Castle though. Like the way he talked.
That's yeah.
It's like
Okay, now I do appreciate that at least they kept consistent. Like, I know a lot of people complained about the American accents, but like British accents aren't really any better of a fit for Homer necessarily, except for that's just what we usually get.
Yeah.
So at least they kept a consistency. It wasn't, because sometimes in movies like that,
it'll
some
be
British
and some people be American,
some
people
like
be Irish, and some
they all have, and it's really haphazard and it's kind of jarring. So at least they picked something and went with it.
So where I'm at regarding the casting at this point is, like, it still could have been more well cast,
Yeah.
but the casting issues are so far down my list that they're not on my list anymore.
I feel like
Right? Like, I don't feel like I got to be, like, at this point, I would feel like I was nitpicking to come back to the casting. I don't even
Right.
feel like we have to talk about it.
I feel like that's like the least worst thing about.
Yeah. It's the casting. Here's the
I
thing.
do feel like they went for the
The
diversity
cast-
credits.
Oh, they 100% did. They did this because they needed that to be eligible for award season. And on one hand, you make a movie like this, you're angling for awards, and so it's sort of the predicament that the Academy has put these filmmakers in, of do this or you're not eligible. Now, I think they're eligible for a lot of awards. They're not eligible for best film, for best picture, or
Maybe
I
I'm
think
not sure.
you're not eligible for best picture if you don't meet the
Why
diversity.
couldn't they have just put gray contacts
In
in
Zendaya's
Zendaya's eyes? Like,
Because she's
she
not
wasn't
Athena, and it
Athena,
doesn't
huh?
matter.
I know, but still, that bothers me too. I'm like, but she's not Athena. It doesn't matter. But also, she's portraying Athena, so she should have gray
And
eyes.
some of you are going, "What do you mean she's not Athena?" And we're going to get there. But the thing
and
that
some
I
of you are like, why does she have to have gray eyes? Because literally, she is unfailingly
gray-eyed
referred to
Athena
by Homer.
gray-eyed Athena.
Gray-eyed Athena.
yeah.
Repeatedly.
So-
it's also like really obnoxious when you're reading it.
Look, there's some pretty shots in it, but not like. Nolan gets a lot of credit for beautiful movies. And I don't get it.
It's a little monochromatic.
He's always monochromatic. It's incredibly monochromatic if there's any color at all. Because I saw some people saying, "Oh no, there's lots of color in it," and it's like a shot, and it's like one color.
Right,
It's like
the orange lighting in the
Yeah.
palace.
so
We got to see lots of blue.
Lots.
when
lots
they
of blue,
were-
lots of orange.
Lots of blue, lots of orange.
Contrasty colors.
Y'all,
so-
the costumes were disappointing.
Talk about things you like first.
Okay.
So
Okay, I thought that Athena's costumes were nice.
See? We got it.
I thought that that they did a nice job with her costuming. She actually looked like a Greek. She's
Right,
pretty much
she's
the
very chitin.
only person in the whole movie that looked like a Greek. But she did.
yeah, and she was not even Greek.
Yeah,
I
she
mean,
was-
yeah, but the Trojans are like Greek adjacent.
I mean, maybe some cultural overlap, but Greek is in northern Turkey. I mean,
I'm sure their clothing was
Troy is in
similar,
northern.
Yeah,
Turkey.
yeah, but
I mean,
you know,
like, a lot of the
usually
clothing at the time in general was just similar.
similar.
Yeah.
On the other hand, we were watching Clash of the Titans last night, and they had some really cool Mycenaean, like.
Had to get a palate cleanser to
Yeah.
watch Clash of the Titans after.
Yeah, I really feel like a big part of the reason, I feel like Nolan's name alone has earned this thing a high score. I do.
People are gonna watch it just
Like
because
Wasn't
it's
some
it
people are going to hear me
fun?
say that and they're going to get mad about it. But like if anyone else, if Aaron Aronofsky had made this movie, right? Think back to that Noah movie. If Aaron Aronofsky had made this movie, it would be universally panned. I think that it's getting some carry because it's Chris Nolan, who, frankly, like other than the Black Knight trilogy's never done anything that I just love.
I didn't see Oppenheimer. I heard
We
good
did
things about it.
Oppenheimer. He did Tenet. He did
Yeah, he's done a
Interstellar.
lot of things that I haven't seen.
But look, I mean, anyway. We'll get into the look. Anybody else have anything else they like?
I do.
Sure.
So, I am not as much of a Greek history or mythology nerd as you guys. So I wasn't like, I didn't know which stuff they added and which stuff they got rid of, but I really liked. I don't remember the character name because I had a hard time with the names. But I liked Elliot Page's character's storyline. I thought that whole plot line was really interesting, and I think the character had the best like emotional connections for me.
Yeah, it's about the only emotional weight in the film.
And now I do have to say he does a really nice job tying up all of his plot lines. Like there's no like, ooh, what about that thing? Like he's meticulous. It's all connected and it all ties up with a neat bow at the end.
Maybe because it didn't feel like there was very much plot.
I mean, but the fact, like they had the thing with the, the suitors and the, like paying people all, which that's a really common thing you see in militaries is rich people paying poor people to go fight for them. So you know it's a thing you see. They chose not to go with the Odysseus tries to get out of going to Troy because he don't want to.
They were gonna do that.
That's part of the story.
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry. I was thinking something else. Sorry.
Yeah.
Anyway, anything else so Adeline,
liked?
Anything that you liked before we?
Think about it. Use all your brain power. Believe in you.
I said that I like Tom Holland. That counts, right?
Yeah.
The weaving was nice.
The what?
The weaving that Penelope was doing, like they did a really nice job, like it was the very historically accurate weaving apparatus there.
Yeah.
Another highlight was singing Epic the whole time in my head.
Yeah, Yana whispering into each other.
Instead of actually paying attention, we just
every time a scene would come on, we're like, just
Poseidon.
Poseidon.
So
we get to do that one.
all right. So as we get into the things we didn't like, or just our general review of the movie, I want to preface it by saying, because I've repeated this several times over the last few months on Twitter and elsewhere on the show too, that I still think that I kept saying, "Oh brother, where art thou?" is the best adaptation of the Odyssey. And I've gotten a lot of, it's nothing like the Odyssey. And it's like, okay,
it's more like the Odyssey than what we went to the theaters to watch.
In some ways it definitely is. In some ways it's clearly not.
Yeah.
And after watching it, I said, I still believe after watching this movie that Oh Brother, Where Art Thou does a better job of telling the story of Odysseus than the Odyssey does. But I want to clarify, because I'm getting some grief. Oh, it's nothing like. It's different. It's set in modern times. That automatically disqualifies it.
Modern time?
Well, modern. It's not 2,000 years ago.
Right.
It's
The 20s, yeah.
Fair enough.
it's 100 years ago. So we're going to call that modern.
Fair enough.
Here's the difference, and here's what I want to clarify. When I say that, there are notes of the story. There are things about characters that it really does really, really well. I mean, obviously, Ulysses Everett McGill doesn't have a whole, his 600 men and his ships and all this. Right. It's just the three guys. But we get a lot of the notes and the troubles. We get Odysseus's arrogance. We get a lot of things that do carry over and translate really well
And we actually got the siren.
to this story. But here's the difference. I'm not going to argue with you. It's like, yes, visually, the Odyssey looks more like the book. Mm-hmm. Right. What I'm saying is the spirit of the story is translated better in Oh Brother, Where Art Thou. Here's the other side of that. Oh Brother, Where Art Thou is very honest about what it is. Mm-hmm. It's not trying to do a one-to-one retelling of the Odyssey. It's very honest about what it is. And so I give it a lot more credit there. Yes, it's inspired by the Odyssey. It's
not the Odyssey.
He's bona fide.
right, and they didn't call it the Odyssey.
He's a suitor.
They didn't even call the main character. They gave him his Roman name.
Yeah.
So
He's bona fide.
Oh Brother, Where Art Thou is honest about what it is. I don't feel like this one. I feel like this one has been presented to me as this is the Odyssey brought to life.
Greatest epic of all time, guys.
And it's not. It's not that. And it's dishonest about what it is. And so that's where I'm drawing the distinction between the two, and why I'm still going to say the Odyssey, or that Oh Brother, Where Art Thou, does it better.
Does it funner?
It is way more fun. And the thing is, the Odyssey could be fun.
Yeah.
Not all of it. Some
It's
of it's
musical, guys.
tragic.
Watch it.
Like-
Go watch if it's musical.
I mean, clearly there are a lot of things about the Odyssey that are tragic. I mean, it is a story about just like what war has done to this man. And,
I mean, once he finally gets home, he's not okay.
right.
But we didn't even get like the nobody shtick. Like that's the
There
one
was no shticks.
I don't
know.
know. The lying Odysseus didn't lie one time.
Yeah. So I just wanted to get that, to clarify my statements about Oh Brother, Where Art Thou?
Yeah.
Because it's a fantastic movie, fun top to bottom. I mean, I'll say Oh Brother, Where Art Thou's
Hermes
like,
is a bank robber, so like,
Yeah.
Oh Brother, Where Art Thou's like this close to being on that like perfect movie list, and maybe it should be.
It's a pretty dang
It's
good.
really, really good. I like the scene. We're not talking about this movie. Never mind.
Yeah, we'll rewatch that and come back and have a conversation about that. But let's just kind of pick it up with, where should we start?
Start at the very beginning.
the way it was.
Okay.
I
It's a
think we
very
should start
good
with like.
place to start.
So, well, why don't we start talking about how the story doesn't start at the beginning?
That's
my
what
God.
I was saying.
That part,
Pacing
I was
and
like-
like.
Well, it doesn't. First of all, we don't start on Odysseus. We start on, well, before we get there,
We start in Ithaca.
we start in Ithaca with the suitors and
bard.
with the bard telling the
bard.
story
Okay.
of
The
Odysseus.
bard. Speaking of the bard,
The bard's not a bard.
like I appreciate what the person does.
Odysseus.
Okay, like I appreciate what the guy does and that this is his art. However, he is in no way, shape, or form a Bronze Age bard.
even have
He's
a harp.
not singing, and he doesn't have a harp. Why is it? No,
We had no liars in that film of any kind.
no. That's true, Nola.
I'm really proud of me.
Just in case you're not aware, the little, the little harp thing that's shaped like this is called a lyre. Lyre. Not a lyre. It's a lyre.
Anyways.
But yeah, like Homer, like is famous, and bards in general, Greek bards, Celtic bards, but they never ever choose to show bards with a harp. It's always something else, a stick in this situation. In the Wheel of Time, it was a guitar. It's like, why?
Guitar? Where'd they get a guitar from?
It's
With an electric guitar.
That would be
No.
Play
cooler.
Freebird.
no, they did not play Freebird. But like I really wanted to see, and they pitched it as like, we're not using an orchestra, we're using Bronze Age instruments. Bullshit. That was the most electronic score that I've heard since like Chariots of
The
Fire.
music was bad. Let's be honest. Like I did not like the music.
I'm pretty sure who was the composer. I'm pretty sure it was our Rings of Power friend, wasn't it?
I'm really,
Bear McCready? I think it's Bear
I'm
McCready.
really sad because it's
McCreary.
like
McCreary, yeah.
most movies. It's like I didn't like the plot, but like the music was super good, or like the cinematography was just off the charts.
No,
but for this, it wasn't.
It wasn't. It was Ludwig Göransson.
Ludwig Göransson. Okay, but he did The Mandalorian. He did a
Oh, did he?
phenomenal
The
job.
flip? How is that the same person?
What went wrong?
So they really, it was very
No,
percussive.
like I would have, if they had said Bear McCreary, I'd have been like, yes.
It was Ludwig Göransson.
but-
Okay. The thing is, though, he's a talented composer. The Mandalorian, the music for The Mandalorian is one of my favorite things. It's very, and this is what I was hoping. I was hoping we were actually going to get like Bronze Age instruments. I hoped we were going to get some interesting percussion instruments. I hope we were going to get some
Well, you
interesting
did.
like,
You
string
did get. You
instruments.
did get some. So let me give you just this quick breakdown of what he did with this score. First of all, no orchestra.
Right.
Right. Goranson worked with musicologists to reconstruct historical instruments from the period, including double reed aulos and early lyres. So they're
Really?
theoretically they're in there,
I certainly.
But-
I was listening.
but the soundscape relies heavily on 35 custom-sized bronze gongs, raw metallic impact,
Yeah,
and modern stent flares.
That makes
Yep.
sense. That's what it
And
sounds
And that's
what
like.
I
all you
heard.
hear.
By the way, that's
all
what
I
it
heard
sounds
was
like.
the drums, was the percussion, and the synth layers.
I just
Yeah.
heard banging in the back.
I would
I'm like,
love to hear the period lyres and the
Flute.
you know, and the pipes. Like I was really excited about getting to hear some Bronze Age instruments. I'm a real music nerd. I'm a real lover of. I've got like 4 different harps. I've got a Irish harp, and I've got a
and we have our little.
I've got a like you know,
lute,
an old lyre. I've got a big, you know, I've got
Don't you have a lute, or is it kind of?
yeah, I've got a lute. I've got lots of different period instruments from different eras, and
You got a didgeridoo?
I do have didgeridoo. It's
But
hard
it's a
to play.
didgeridoo because I think there's a spider living in it.
Didgeridoo is
Maybe.
really, you have to be able to do circular breathing to play a didgeridoo, which is basically breathing in and blowing out at the same time. Yeah, it's
Or you got to be able to breathe through your butt. That'd be easier if you could do it than circular breathing.
all right.
It's more straight line.
Like a turtle, like a sea turtle.
Yeah, exactly. Sea turtles could probably play the French horn really well.
Please stop talking.
Wow. this really digressed fast.
Look, it's better than the movie.
It is. This is probably more
Every
enjoyable.
But
time
like
we had
I was
super
really, I
comfy.
had heard all this stuff about the score, and I was really excited to get to hear those instruments. And whenever our bard shows up with not a Bronze Age instrument in sight, I never saw one single Bronze Age instrument.
Yeah, not like maybe.
Any-
Well,
Where?
they made a big deal out of hiring a rapper to come do this part, and it's just spoken word,
Right, like anybody could do that.
like
It's
drum
not
beat,
rap.
spoken word, drum beat, spoken word.
I mean,
and it's
it's
like
sick.
you could have done any. You probably had a dozen characters in that, a dozen other actors in the room that could have done that.
But like I feel like they could have actually done more Homeric style narration, and that probably a rapper could have been conducive to that kind because
Sure.
but that's not what they did. It was completely there was nothing
I may have
poetic
blocked
about
that
it.
bit out
Yeah,
'cause
she
I don't
doesn't
remember that.
Yeah,
at
it
all.
was so that was for me, honestly, that was one of the most disappointing things about the movie was that the soundtrack, it was just sounded like a synth
Here's the
pad.
thing: I didn't notice any music, which is a red flag because,
Yeah,
like, if you
that
don't
was
notice anything,
well, so
this
here's
can't-
the thing.
I,
Like,
I thought it was
you
just
know,
background noise.
right, and so here's whatever kind of ADD I have. I tuned it out
Yeah, same.
because it was noise.
Yeah.
It's like Marisha comes in here and goes, "Why do you have 3 different things playing at one time?" It's like, "Well, I'm just listening to this one."
I don't know how you do that.
So, I don't remember it until that last whatever that song at the end is. That just like, okay, let's get out of here. Like,
Yeah.
it was like the song meant to empty the theater as quickly as possible. I don't know. The score's terrible.
It was not enjoyable. Okay, so
Halfway through the
basically
movie, I was so bored. I was like, "Can we please go?"
it was very dissonant. And it basically all it was doing was it was creating more noise and more tension during the fight scenes.
Yeah.
It was just like,
like-
it was just sort of
It
like
kept
kept
going
building
up.
and building and building the
and building
stress.
to nothing.
Here's the
Hope
thing.
you're-
It doesn't help the music is that the sound design's not fantastic for the whole
sound
thing.
design is no.
Nothing special about it.
Like the just the sound design, there's spoken parts that get muddled. It's just there's nothing spectacular about the way this movie sounds.
I wanted this movie to
Like
be
I'm
good
the kind
so
of person the way I handle audio, like partially because I'm an early 80s kid. When I come home, especially when I'm home alone, I turn the TV on. Even if I'm not watching it, I turn the TV on and go to the kitchen to cook. I just want the noise, right? But like there are some things you can't do that with. Some of them are intentionally that way. The one I think of most often is Shaun of the Dead. You can't listen. I don't know if you've ever tried. You can't listen to Shaun of the Dead in the background because it's all sirens and just loud
People
noises.
yelling and screaming like,
yeah,
"Oh my
screaming.
god, the apocalypse!"
Yeah, it's you can't listen to it in the background. It sounds like a war. and
Gun-
which is appropriate.
Mm-hmm.
But like, you're not gonna be able to listen to this one in the background. It's just gonna be noise.
It was
And
just
for a lot
noise.
of people, it'll just be white noise that just disappears. Maybe you sleep to it. I don't know.
Maybe that's what it's good for.
I mean, there had to have been some people asleep.
I'm
in that
honestly
theater.
shocked I didn't fall asleep because I fell asleep during Dune.
I mean, you know,
Dune was
fair
way
enough.
cooler than-
Okay, and here's the thing. Here's what I was expecting. I was expecting it to be much more like Dune. I was expecting it to
Same.
be beautiful and dense
Yeah.
and deep.
It was so serious for a movie so light.
Here's what's
Wow.
yeah.
And, like, there was nothing to be serious about.
Well, here's what's sad is I think that the people that made this movie think that it's deep.
Yeah, I know. That's the
Very
thing.
service
It's like-
level retelling, in my opinion, but
Yeah.
go off, I guess.
There's nothing deep about this movie.
No,
Like
it's all
it
surface level.
approaches the story like it's trying to tell you some deep message. It's not there.
The thing is, they were very loud about using this specific modern translation as their inspiration for the Odyssey. And the translator was like, it's devoid of heart and soul, and there's no heroism to be found anywhere.
Yeah, and that's true.
And basically,
this is bad.
And
This
all the
is-
sensibilities are modern.
Do you remember the lady's name that did that translation?
Emily Wilson, I think.
Yeah, it sounds right. It's widely panned, by historians and literary people as the worst translation, as a modernizing of the tone of the story. And then she turned around and condemned this movie for being
Too modern.
too modern. The
That's
person who wrote an overly modern feminist translation of the Odyssey then condemned the movie for taking that
Too far.
way too far. Like that should tell you a lot about this movie.
Yeah.
The director has come out and said that there were just things that had to change because of the misogyny in the original story.
Dude, is Greece 2,000 years ago? Which
No,
is-
but so the thing is these are the kind of people that sit around and talk about toxic masculinity, and what they mean is anything resembling masculine.
yeah.
Right? Like, how do you strip a story like the Odyssey of its masculinity?
I know. It's really impressive. I'm like actually kind of impressed how bad it is.
Like one of the greatest heroes of
All time.
all time. Right? And we've stripped him of everything. Because let's be clear, Odysseus is really like just along for the ride here.
There was no character. I feel like every character was devoid of any depth or like
The thing is like it's not like he just didn't have personality. He didn't do anything.
he literally didn't do anything the
Kind of
whole
just-
time.
Yeah.
He kind of surfed the wave of the plot. And
Right,
just
because
there.
we're getting everything. So if you don't know,
Even
we're
kill
getting
a baby.
this.
What's the point?
There's a lot of non-linear stuff, and we're getting, I guess chronologically when the movie starts, he's already on the island. The name I can't remember
Cersei.
Calypso.
Calypso.
with Calypso.
My bad.
Aia? No, is that
Calypso.
Yeah, Calypso's island is Aia, isn't
Oh
it?
yeah, yeah.
I don't know. I won't.
It is.
Okay, I thought it started with a G.
Oh, Gaia, something like that.
That's just
it.
Earth word
That's
for Earth.
Mother Earth. Gaia
No,
is
it's
Mother Earth.
something like
It's a
that.
longer word that starts with a G. It doesn't matter. But Odysseus is already with Calypso.
On Calypso's island, yeah.
So that's basically like near the end of his journey. He's already there. And he's just,
That's the last big event.
we're
before-
getting the bits and pieces, some of them from other people and some of them from him. He's been eating, honestly, it's like he's been eating the lotus blossoms, and it sort of feels like we got his fuzzy retelling of the story while he's
Hi.
No, that's 100%. It's like they were like, "Ooh, he was great in The Born Identity. Let's do that again."
yeah. Yeah, so I mean, so let's just talk about the Let's go take characters. Odysseus.
Odysseus.
What did y'all? Let's start with the main
Good,
character
bad,
here.
the ugly.
Matt Damon's a great actor.
He is.
We got to see about
What else is he in?
this much of his range. That you've seen? I don't know off the top of my head. Most famous for The Bourne Identity.
I mean,
Don't know
that's
it.
debatable, but I mean, he was definitely famous for the Bourne Identity.
He was also in The Martian. He was
Best scene with him in that movie is when he was talking to Athena's like ghost.
Yeah.
And that was like the best scene. I think for
Athena's
his acting.
ghost.
I mean, it was kind of a ghost.
Well, it is sort of a
do you call it?
ghost. Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong.
Phantom.
We'll talk about
hallucination.
Athena next.
Okay.
But I like
I
that.
agree. That is probably his best.
He shows emotion in that scene, so good for him.
Yeah.
Other than that, I just feel like he wasn't even a character. I feel like if he wasn't the character we were following, he wouldn't be the main character.
Here's the thing: if you were going to make a movie, or I mean, if you were going to make a TV show about Odysseus, see, here's the thing: is I think they hyper focused on the wrong things. I think they hyper focused on the evils of war, which is
Yeah.
a subtext.
Yeah, but that's not what the
But the story,
epic's about.
the epic is about the different events that happen along the
Yeah,
way.
it's about
But we
his journey.
just get very simple, like, oh yeah,
didn't even-
this thing happened with the Cyclops, and it's short. The Cyclops isn't really even a character; he's just kind of a
Cyclops
creature that they
he's
got to
just
escape
Big Gollum,
from.
as I call him.
He just went and ate a couple
Big
people. That was
Gollum, is
basically
that
all
what you
he
said,
did.
Iana? Big Gollum, a little bit,
He
yeah.
actually ate those people just like Gollum eats a fish.
Well, he ripped it in half and then like that.
But
Yeah, he ate
one
them
them
kind of
just
like he was
a sandwich.
enjoying.
Fish pop, I'm assuming.
It was like he was enjoying a candy
candy bar, yeah.
Yeah, it was.
It was a little gruesome.
It was a little gruesome.
Did they kill a sheep? Any of his sheep? Like,
No.
I know. Is that the only reason Polyphemus actually attacks him? Is because they kill one of his sheep.
Yeah, they never even kill any of the sheep.
My favorite sheep.
He just like walks in, closes the door, and starts eating people.
I know. I'm like the.
They're like,
heck?
all right, it's eating time.
That's a move.
goes to sleep.
Because this Cyclops character should be a little more humanized than they
Yeah, no, for sure.
did. They just
He's also
literally
so-
just made him a
Polyphemus
monster.
is also like a baby.
Right.
Speaking of personality lists, he didn't even talk.
I know.
Which was
And the whole
frustrating.
thing, and like the Cyclops comes in, shuts the door, eats somebody, takes a nap.
And
the whole thing
didn't
is-
disturb anybody. Like, was it weird to anybody else? Because it immediately I went, what in the world? Like, he eats a dude and he doesn't like look at anybody. He doesn't
I know,
say
I was
anything.
like-
He just like eats the dude. Just like,
Literally just lays down and goes to sleep.
They're like, all right, last night he ate 2 people and then went to sleep. And then this morning he ate 2 people and then he left. So, and they're like,
Yeah, but it was like,
maybe he likes a big lunch. You weren't here for lunch.
but wait, like we don't even get the whole thing of Odysseus giving him reasoning with him and giving him the wine. Like I said, the nobody shit. The wine is what has lotus in it,
Yep.
and so that's what makes him go to sleep so that they can escape.
It's like they stripped all human qualities off of the Cyclops.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
a
The
creature.
character, it should have been more humanized, and it's just not at all.
It's just a
a
creature.
creature.
It's
And they, but what I guess the point I'm making is that they hyper focused on like the emotional weight of having fought this war,
they?
and I mean,
And, like-
that's what they're going for. I don't think they did a great
Yeah,
job
no,
of
I
it.
don't
don't
think
think
that
so
would be
either.
interesting if they've actually done that, but I don't feel like they did.
Well, but you're not wrong. But it's what they were going for.
yeah, and they fit.
And it's why they keep, repeating, by the end, he's like, we broke the one rule we had between us. We broke that fragile relationship. And it's like,
He didn't even kill Hector's baby. That's his guilt. That's his big
yeah.
is killing Anastexis
Yeah. And this one, his guilt is supposed
Yeah.
to have been doing the
rape.
whole thing with the horse.
and the one woman.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah. That he didn't kill.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But they hyper focused on sort of like this one aspect of it, and then took the things that are exciting about the story and really shoved them aside and minimized these moments with the sirens and
sirens are-
and with Polyphemus and with Scylla.
Poor
and
Scylla, bro. Why did she look like that?
yeah,
Just like a bunch of looked like
Did
a
every character, Cersei, Calypso, the Siren, Scylla, they were all done dirty in that movie.
they were like, look,
It's supposed to
let's
be
be
feminine.
honest. If you were making a TV show, and I really think a movie it should have still applied. If you were making a TV show, you were making like a 10-episode TV show. You're going to do whole episodes that are going to deal, with those things
Right, make
because
each
those
episode.
are the story.
yeah.
The different
Monsters.
the different
I
things that happen along the
I
way.
can tell you off the top of my head which things he runs into in order, and that was not what they did.
Yeah, no, it's
Lotus Eater, Cyclops, Poseidon, Cersei, then
They go to Underworld.
Underworld, yeah. Off the top of my head, right?
And then something else after that.
Okay, after
Sirens.
Sirens, Calypso,
Missed one, I think. You missed,
Charybdis is at the very
you
end.
missed Scylla.
Oh yeah, I don't remember what
Scylla's on your side.
Well, the point is,
the point is
Yeah.
that they did it very wrong. It was wrong.
they took the part of the story that's the part that the parts that people
know.
retell and know, and they just said these aren't that
yeah, the
important.
parts that are in my brother's book, like a little kid's book about the Odyssey, were not there, which is kind of crazy for a retelling of it. To
Right.
be honest.
You at least want to hit the highlights, you'd think.
But
yeah,
I think we're all in agreement. Like, I don't think Matt Damon did a bad job with what he's given. But they really stripped this character of his wit, his intelligence,
Everything.
and
his
arrogance.
personality
by the time
And his
we meet him, he's
relationships, honestly.
and his relationships.
Yeah.
By the time we meet him, he's totally broken. And like,
Let's be for real. My man does have PTSD.
I mean, and I think that, like, what he says about, 10 years of pent up rage they let loose on Troy, like, that is a theme in the Odyssey. Is that, like, there's warfare and
Yeah.
then there's this, which was too much.
The whole thing with him having the survivor's guilt, it was like they didn't really acknowledge the fact, one, they didn't really acknowledge the fact that he was steadily losing people. That's a big part of it, is every time they run into a monster, he loses more and more people. Until finally, once after they kill Helios's cattle, Zeus basically is like, either I kill you or I kill the rest of your crew. And Odysseus picks himself because he wants to get home back to his wife and his son that badly.
Yeah. I feel like they stripped the character of everything that makes that character.
You don't buy that he actually cares for his men, in my opinion.
No, like,
You-
his relationship with his men, like, he was kind of attached to them, but they were also kind of just
And they didn't
jackasses.
really seem like
Yeah.
he talked about them that much once they died, with the exception of you talk about the ones that died in Troy, but I feel like he didn't talk about the ones that died with the cattle or anything.
Also, they did not have nearly enough crew. There's supposed
Yeah,
to be
there's-
6 ships with 100 men on each. They had 1 big ship and 2 little ships, and that's
And they
not-
lost those 2 little ships, like, at
Immediately.
one
I'm like,
For
they're-
the
I-
Lastragonians,
I'm
which
like-
we're going to get there.
I'm like, man,
we've
there's
gotta-
not
we gotta
600
pick up the
people on
pace
that.
a
We
little
are
bit.
45 minutes in, guys.
Yeah,
We
so that's
have-
why I said we got to pick up
We're
the
still on
pace a
character
little
number
bit.
one.
Anybody have any thoughts about Cersei?
It was so bad.
so
She was
bad.
she's supposed to be like the seductress witch. And I'm like, she's
I'm
just
gonna
a
let
hack.
y'all. I'm gonna let y'all handle the Cersei conversation, so that I'm not just accused of being some sort of sexist over here.
She was not cool enough.
She was just like this.
This, like, first of all, it's like a hovel.
Yeah,
They,
she's
like,
supposed to
come
be
in-
in a palace.
Or at the very least, like, depending on your version of the story. Like, okay, so there's some room for interpretation. But she's a nymph.
A nymph.
Big,
And
big thing. I was really annoyed that there were no other nymphs.
yeah, where were her nymphs? Where were
Felt
Cersei's
like that
nymphs?
was a weirdly not.
That's the whole reason she hates men.
Right.
Is to protect her nymphs.
Yeah. So she's got, and she's just. That's the thing. She's a seductress.
And she was not.
She was not at all seductive in this. She was not. It was just. It was.
They
The
went
lack
for the
of
hag that
dirty.
lived in a hovel.
Yeah, it was just
the lack of charisma from every single character was actually extreme. Like, kind of impressive.
The thing is, I mean, she's a good actress, but I feel
She did not act as Cersei.
but the decisions that they made for just her everything to be so filthy and so
That scene was
I don't even wanna talk
disgusting.
about it.
yeah, the whole turning them in, like the thing is, like she turns men,
felt
like she turns
nauseous.
them into pigs because like in the story, because this is what they are, right? That's her shtick, is she turns people into what they are. Yeah. She turns Scylla into what she is. You know, like you could argue that she turns people into what she perceives them as, right? Is Scylla really this monster that she perceives her? Probably not. Like most people really aren't that monstrous, even if they do steal your man.
Especially whatever she was in this movie.
Rock monster.
She looked like a bunch of bat wings, like stuck together, like all the joints.
Yeah, so we'll get to the monsters, but Scylla
yeah,
looked
I can say
incomplete, like an incomplete render, or that they completely just said, "Hey, last minute we're like, hey AI, we need a monster."
Yeah.
Scylla, I thought was just like her arms. I thought we'd see like her actual like face, and I thought that was gonna be like her arms, and it was like we're gonna be like a really cool reveal. And it's like, wait, no, that's it. Okay,
Yeah.
sure.
Also, sorry, we're still talking about
Cersei.
Cersei, I think we pretty much exhausted it.
Yeah.
There was nothing appealing about like Cersei's island. It's just like this dirty little hovel with a dirty witch on it.
Yeah, who's not convincing is what she's supposed to be.
Also, we didn't get any reason. That Eurylochus didn't go in.
Also, the drunk sailor
he
didn't
didn't
die
fall
from
off the
falling
roof.
off the roof of Cersei's
Right.
What's his name?
palace.
What's
So what's
he
even the
called?
point?
Yeah.
Hey, great minds, you know.
That's the best character, bro. Because when he goes to the underworld after that, basically his whole deal is everybody just doesn't realize that he's dead. Like everyone just forgets about him.
Really unlikable.
All right, let's just because we may get really pressed for time here and have to do this as a two-parter. Let's. I want to talk about Athena, who's not really Athena. I guess she's credited that way. But Zendaya's character.
Could have been so cool.
There was so much potential.
I mean, Zendaya's fine on screen. Like she does a great job with what
Or
she's
farming
given.
the whole
Again,
time.
but first of all, this has been billed as Athena. They were telling us she's playing Athena.
And
She's not really Athena. Even
There's
in this
no
story,
gods.
Yeah,
it was like an atheist take on them.
Yeah, there's no gods really. This is not Athena. This is a woman he saw killed in Troy, and now is sort of haunting his thoughts, and he's sort of imagining her as Athena.
So I didn't realize there were no gods till when you guys said it afterwards. So here's what my interpretation was. Is I just thought that he was picturing, like, associating this woman with Athena because, like, the statue came off the same time as they killed her. I thought that was interesting. I thought that was really cool until I realized that it's actually not Athena at all.
Yes.
And I was like, what?
That's the thing.
I thought
It's
they-
not
I
Athena
thought
at
they-
all. And what you're getting is
I thought
you're not wrong. You did get you interpreted the scene correctly. And that he feels like part of the betrayal was betraying Athena.
Which is accurate.
Which is accurate.
yeah.
They sent this gift to the temple of Athena.
and also,
And that's the way they got in.
this is not how Athena wages war.
Correct.
Right.
So
she's worried
he
about
sees
Athena.
this betrayal, and in this moment of realizing what he actually did, he sees this woman decapitated, and we see the statue decapitated at the same time. So that we put it together. This is This is what he's seeing. The betrayal of Athena was also the betrayal of this unnamed woman, who he now sees in his mind as Athena.
See, I assumed, because I had read that was kind of the direction that they went. But what I assumed is that is how Athena chose to
Same. That's what I was
manifest to
thinking.
him.
I was thinking that's just how Athena, literally just how Athena looked to him.
Yeah, like basically Athena wears this face as
Almost a way of giving
almost
guilt.
yeah, kind of as
Let's
a
be honest.
statement.
Athena's kind of the worst.
I mean, Athena's a Greek god, and they're not very nice. And so, I kind of was. I was
thought
like,
it was
okay, well,
cool
that's
until I learned
basically
the
this. I just assumed that this is how Athena is choosing to manifest, basically just to like drive that knife in a little bit, because
She would.
because she would. But
Our interpretation of the scene was cooler than what actually was true.
But it became clear as the story went on that, wait a minute, this is in his head.
Yeah, he's hallucinating apparently.
She's not. This isn't the manifestation of the goddess. This is just a manifestation of his guilt.
Yeah, so if you want the Odyssey with Greek gods and goddesses, this isn't it, because they really
Brother-
don't exist in this world.
What people care about.
it's-
Percy
they-
Jackson was more accurate than this.
Watch
they-
Percy Jackson. Watch the show, guys.
There's
It's better.
this idea that we're pursuing in this, that the gods are not like they're just representative of our relationships with each other in some way, and they're not.
Which would have
They
been.
appear to not be real. And my one-line review of this movie is an atheistic retelling of the Odyssey for people that don't like Greek mythology.
And here's the thing: even not focusing on the gods could have been. I would have been okay with it if the other relationships would have been interesting, but they weren't.
Right.
So it made the lack of that so much worse.
We could have had Hermes.
I mean, this is sort of the direction that they went with Troy. There were no gods in the Troy movie back in 2004 or something.
True.
But they also told that story pretty faithfully to.
But the rest of the story was interesting.
Yeah, but the rest of it was basically the characters all believed in the gods. You just didn't actually see the gods show up, which is a valid way to retell the story.
Yeah.
And I feel like you could have told this story the
You could
same
have,
way.
yeah.
But
Greek mythology at its heart is gods and monsters, and this just has
People
the
care
It
monsters
just
about
had the
them.
monsters.
and has
in
poor
it.
versions
that
of
was
the
the
monsters.
weird thing. It wasn't like it was.
You can't do the monsters without the gods,
And
and you
that's-
can't do the story without the monsters.
And that's the thing. It's like they didn't choose to go like, this is the real version of the Odyssey, right? Because they're like, that Cyclops is not happening without some kind of weirdness.
Right, and he's like, and the Cyclops was literally crying to Poseidon, its father, but
Right.
Poseidon's not real. So
How is the Cyclops,
how is the Cyclops
there?
think, and how does the Cyclops think that Poseidon's its father?
Yeah, so
So we need a movie just following the Cyclops, and it's crazy.
Please, I would watch that.
And so honestly, I think that was the thing that bugged me the most, was it wasn't grounded in reality, but neither was it actually mythological. It was like, it's got
Trying to strike a
monsters,
weird balance, and it
but
didn't
no
quite
gods.
work.
Like, that's dumb. That's
Yeah.
dumb. Pick one. Pick a side and commit to it. Either be like, this is real. This is based in reality, and this story has been embellished, or it's a straight up myth. But like, you can't have that creepy looking golem creature and a witch who turns people into pigs and not have any kind of other.
And the giants just
And they literally go to the underworld, which they call hell. Why they call it like why?
Hades, just call it Hades.
They,
It's not
and
that
they
hard.
also literally had a prophet,
Yes,
which the prophets get their prophecies or the ability from the gods.
from Apollo specifically.
Yeah. Isn't Tiresias one of Apollo's?
That Apollo is the god of prophecy.
Well, yes, I know, but
I don't know how they did Tiresias because I was not paying attention at that point.
She just cut out.
Just that one, like, I listened to character name. Someone help me. Yeah, I listened to his bit, and then I kind of cut myself out for a little bit, and I went back whenever it went to
3-hour-long movie.
Who played Tiresias? Was that
I don't know. I couldn't even tell.
Was that our friend who's got all the sons who are also actors who's Swedish, whose name I can't recall off the top of my head? Skarsgård. I think it was Stellan Skarsgård.
Oh, was it?
I think so. Which is a shame because he's brilliant, and I would have loved to see him do something besides like.
Yeah. So let's talk about the next character. Let's keep moving because
Penelope. We haven't talked about her at all.
Penelope's next.
She was so mean.
Feminist rage.
She was really mean.
Not just feminist rage, third wave feminist rage.
I'm like, she's like, why can't I have the throne? I've been sitting on the throne for 10, 20 years or whatever. I'm like,
which was mostly weird to me because it felt like out of nowhere.
And it's like, you miss your husband, right? You want him to come home, right? Also, it felt like she hated both of them.
You did.
It's like worst mother of the year.
Yeah, she was like so mean to Telemachus.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, you're supposed to.
The only time she looked like he liked him is when they were like smirking and Antonius, and like that's the only time it seemed like they could stand each other.
And again, this is a wasted performance because Anne Hathaway is a fantastic actress.
Absolutely.
And she does a great job with what she's given, and that's just the running theme. I don't feel like the actors
were good.
I don't feel like there's one actor in this that's a weak spot. It's their story.
Okay, I take that back. I no, I don't take that. I hear you, and I raise you a Punisher.
A who?
Yeah, John Bernthal.
Like he's a great actor, but he was very Menelaus.
Frank Castle.
Yeah, he was very Frank Castle.
He was literally just Frank Castle. They just picked him up out of Daredevil and stuck him into this movie.
Wait.
Anne Hathaway was overacting. It was pretty.
I think her acting through most of it. There's a moment in that one scene where it goes over the top.
Yeah.
There's actually a moment because somebody had posted stills from that earlier, trying to prove how brilliant she was and how terrible Tom Holland is as an actor. And it's mostly that I feel like there's a moment where Tom Holland was looking at her the same way that I was looking at her perform that scene. Where he's like, wait, what are we doing?
He's like, wait, hold on. Checking
so yes, I agree. At least in that one scene, she severely overacts. It's when she goes on her feminist rant, she overacts.
I mean, the scene where where they realize, okay, the best scene. I actually changed my mind again. I did actually like the scene where Odysseus strings the bow, shoots it, and then they close the gates. Or like the way to the room, and
except for the fact that they're not supposed to be locked in one room.
Well, I thought it was cool, I thought it would have been really cool. I thought he was about to go on a rampage, and he kind of did. It wasn't as cool as I thought it was going to be, but I thought it was going to be really cool, and it was a really awesome setup. So.
I mean, the way the movie had gone, though, I wouldn't have been surprised at all if Penelope had walked down into the room and killed all the suitors. I mean, there was a moment where I was like, don't do that. Please don't do that.
God, could you imagine?
I
love Penelope.
Really
love
thought
her,
that Odysseus was gonna. I thought that fight scene was gonna be better. I really the
fight scene is atrocious.
I have to say,
it was boring. It was long.
It was so boring.
So he lands on the island. He goes to see his cowherd friend. He goes to the temple, that. I was kind of digging it. He's sitting there. He's being the, he's being the stranger. Like that. Honestly, didn't hate that. I was okay with it.
That second half of the movie was a lot better when they got to Ithaca. Like that.
And he pulls out the bow and he does the twang thing that he's been again. They tied that up very nicely. But then then you're like, all right, here's the fight scene we've been waiting for this whole movie, and it just kind of goes.
Yeah, and I think the
Yeah.
reason they didn't do like the cool scene where like with him like shooting the suitors in the palace is because they can't choreograph fight scenes, so they had to just cram all in one room so you couldn't tell.
The fight scene, they did one of these things that
Wasted
directors, even good directors, do when the fight scenes are not good. They pulled in too tight. They have things happening off screen for some reason. You're supposed to know they're going on.
I forgot the guy's name, but he was like one of the main antagonists. All he did the whole time was being like the sword.
I
with
thought
those
we're
spears.
fixing to get this epic fight scene that's going to make me feel a little better about this whole debacle, and it's not. It is just obscured action. It's lazy choreography. A lot of the swords are too slow. The tight shots. The tight
Yes.
shots just and they use tight shots to obscure bad choreography.
There is no reason to have bad choreography in this movie.
It's
This
Matt
movie
Damon.
costs an absolute fortune, and the man's a good. Yes, the man does a great. And like, there is no reason that they can't have him come out here and just be a superhero.
You got
for
Matt
2
Damon.
minutes.
You got Matt Damon and Tom Holland, and you're going to just do a terrible action sequence. Sure, why not?
The scene
I
with
mean, Neil, the action sequence in the temple was pretty good.
except for there's not supposed to be that scene, but
But
yeah.
you know,
It's really lazy though. The sword strokes are slow.
I can't. You were talking about this, and I at the very beginning, whenever the guy hits the spear out of the way,
Yeah, when the one of them's gonna kill Sinon at the horse.
he's like,
And he's like
"No."
goes to swipe, and the other was like, "No!" It just kind of flops his sword in front of the other one, and it happens way too slow.
It does, like,
And it's just
"No."
like,
I'm like,
what are we doing here? There is one decent sword sequence
So serious.
in the entire movie.
the training,
The
sequence?
training
Yeah,
sequence between Tom
right.
Holland and Ryan Hurst.
So
I
here's-
liked that character
I saw
actually. The
somebody
blind
online
character
was like, mentor. That's original. The mentor's name Mentor. It's like,
Well, there was
dude, his name Mentor because that's why they're called mentors. some dummy on the internet.
I didn't catch his name honestly.
But yes,
Mentor.
the tight shots on the action destroy every action sequence. But there's a wide shot where they're training on the hill at the beginning, and I can see Tom Holland, this with this Xiphos blade,
Yeah.
and he looks right. He's doing the choreography correct. Like he's clearly trained with this sword, and I mean, he doesn't even have a real fight scene in this thing. But like
he's kind of restless.
he's clearly like knows what he's doing with this blade.
and they didn't give him an opportunity to actually fight with it.
And I mean, obviously, but that character really is not supposed to get it. So I get that.
Well, yeah, but
like,
he was.
that's the
But he
only
was supposed to
moment-
get it though.
That is the only moment where someone looked comfortable with their weapon in a fight scene.
He was supposed to get a good fight scene though. Like he was like, but since there's no Athena was supposed to be his mentor that comes to him later,
Yeah.
and teaches him how to fight the suitors.
the lack of gods caused a lot of problems.
Right. Yeah.
Like,
no,
that's
leaving
what
the
I'm
god.
saying.
That's the thing. You can leave the gods out of the Iliad.
Like
Yeah.
it could be cool
You-
in theory, but it doesn't really work.
Well, no, because like Adeline said, the monsters don't exist without the gods, and you can't tell the story without the monsters. But then the gods show up at some pretty critical times. Now, some of those times were left out
Yeah, like when-
of the movie.
Like when I think Zeus sends Hermes to the island and is like, "Hey, dude, you can get off the island now.
Yeah,
get off
he-
Calypso's island."
He
Are
was
there
supposed
any
to
other
be.
like specific characters
We
want
kind
to
of talked
cover?
about Telemachus at the beginning. I
Yeah.
feel like
Yeah, we covered Telemachus. We've covered
Also,
Menelaus.
Can I say
Eurylochus?
one thing?
Yeah.
We didn't really talk about Eurylochus.
She Madeline say something.
If I can remember. Wait, never mind. Keep talking.
We didn't. I don't really feel like he was worth talking about because I didn't realize which one was Eurylochus.
Oh.
Until like
Right, the Indian guy.
I didn't realize until Adeline told me. I was like, wait, which guy is Eurylochus? And the thing is,
Yeah.
The
Or
gods
just
at
to
all.
exist.
Yeah.
Or just for the gods to just exist.
I got really-
We never really acknowledged that they're actually there.
So the scene before Odysseus goes to fight Circe, which there wasn't actually a fight, there was supposed to be. He's supposed to get Molly from Hermes,
Hermes, yeah.
so that he's
cannot be hurt by her
He
magic.
said he just talked her to death, so I guess it worked out. But
I mean, what is the point of a Greek story where Hermes
gods are the
doesn't show up
coolest
at least
part.
occasionally to be a bitch?
He's literally just there to cause chaos. Him and Aeolus are literally just there to cause
I don't
problems.
know if Aeolus so much is in the.
Aeolus,
In the mythology,
I don't know about
I
it
mean,
as
he's
much.
kind of a problem, but he's not as much of a trickster as I think Epic has.
well,
him.
yeah, but he does still tell the crew that the bag is. I'm pretty sure that's a thing in the Odyssey, is that he tells the crew that the bag is treasure.
Here's the thing for me, is my knowledge of the Odyssey comes mainly from Epic the Musical and Percy Jackson, which I know are like secondhand stories. So I had some knowledge. I had some knowledge of the basic idea coming into it, but it was so hard to follow, especially at the beginning. So like if I didn't watch those things, I would have no clue what was happening.
Right. If you didn't know
I'll say it's unusual for all four of us to walk out of the theater and all four of us have sort of the same visceral
I don't think
reaction.
I
to
hate
what we
movies
just
that
watched.
often. This
I
is
really
kind
don't
of
know.
Yeah, same.
The last
I don't think
movie-
I've ever gone into a theater and come out that disappointed.
The last movie that I disliked that much was Batman v Superman. I was like, I didn't enjoy that at all.
I mean, and this was, you know,
Now I have to say, I have to disagree. With based on the conversation yesterday, I didn't hate the ending, because honestly, Odysseus
Like,
kind
if you
of
wanna
goes
give
out with
them-
a bit of a fizzle once he finally gets back home.
Yeah.
So like
Same-
they kind of have him like like
have
he's
a happy ending.
Yeah, the same thing with Epic. They gave him
fine.
his happy ending, which I'm okay with. Like, if you want to tell that story that he gets home and he finally is happy, then sure. Like, it's not the same ending.
no, I mean,
But
I'm
it-
not offended by the ending.
Yeah.
I think I was so disgruntled with the whole thing by the time we got there.
It's hard to find the positive when the negatives are so freaking loud. Good one.
yeah.
No, yeah, that's true. I just said I don't get the bad choreography in a $250 million movie. Yeah, there's zero excuse. It happens more frequently than it should, though.
But I mean, like, how can you make something like Into the Badlands and have that fight choreography every single week on a daggum TV show that they filmed in New Orleans?
Was
Like,
no
which
one
means they're not spending all the money,
Yeah,
and you can't get compelling fight scenes in a Christopher Nolan movie about the Odyssey?
Did no one
like-
tell the director, "Hey, buddy"?
No.
well,
Okay, so here's the
Everyone
thing.
He's
worships
kind
the
of-
ground that he walks
Christopher
on.
Nolan is kind of known for not being able to shoot fight sequences.
I don't
But he
know.
also, just like as a camera person, he doesn't I won't say that he doesn't understand. The guy's like made hundreds of millions of dollars for himself. He's made billions of dollars for studios. He clearly knows how to use a camera, but for some reason, as an artist, he ignores all the rules of geometric positioning on shots. All of it. He throws out all the rules, and I think that's what destroys his fight sequences. Fight sequences, I prefer them wide so you can see what's happening. And I don't know if he likes to see just the bits and pieces, or if he's intentionally just obscuring the fact that they're not really doing good choreography. But
It looks like it's not choreographed. It looks like they threw a bunch of dudes in a room and said, fight.
here's the thing. The way they decided to do that, by having them all in one room against Odysseus, like all realism, like any sense of realism
Let's
that you
all attack
wanted
him
to
one
have-
at a time.
So, right. So you're gonna do
Just
the
dogpile
You're
him.
gonna do the Bruce Lee fight where all the bad guys come one at a time, right? That's what they did. You're not gonna There's so many guys in that room that if everybody just rushes him, that's it. It's over.
Right.
Yeah, you might not have been here when we talked about it. We talked a good bit about the sound mixing and the
Music.
and the music.
And sound design.
all of it.
Basically
Awful.
everything
Bad.
that you heard in the whole movie
Train
was
wreck.
disagreeable.
Yeah.
Noise. Just noise music.
Yeah.
Wasn't even music. It was just noise.
It was just noise.
I came in with no expectations.
And somehow I was still disappointed.
I wanted it to be Dune. I wanted it to be Dune.
I
the
really
Odyssey.
wanted it to be good. I really wanted it to be good. I knew it
too.
wouldn't be. I knew it wouldn't be, but I was so hopeful.
I thought maybe it would be. You know, some people liked it. I don't understand why.
Good for them. You know, you can't be mad about someone liking something.
No, but jeez and Pete, it was so boring.
It was so like halfway through the movie, I'm like, please get me out of here.
Elijah looked at me. He's like, I want to go see Mario Galaxy. Like, kind of valid, not gonna lie.
Yeah. You know,
It was so boring.
and also the crew was very unlikable. Like, you know, he was like, no, I'm going to save my whole crew.
Why?
Like, why? They're assholes.
Well, the thing is like, he's a hero. And they
Right.
never treat him that way.
No. And here's part of the problem. They don't treat him like their king and their general.
Right.
They
treat him
like some kind. It's like
He's
some
just another
sort of-
soldier.
He's just another soldier who, like, well, who made you the boss? He's the king.
He's
And-
literally the king of Ithaca.
like.
What are
and
you doing?
I feel like part of throwing out all of the sensibilities inherent to the story, except for supposedly the sensibilities about hospitality, was that this very modern egalitarian attitude that they all had. Like, the thing is, he's their king, and in an ancient society, that means something.
And
Oh, yeah.
them being unlikable was really it was really bad because it made the emotional moment of the crew betraying him. I was like, yeah, of course they did. I was
I
expecting
like
this the whole
the
movie.
scene. He's like, "Is this a mutiny?" And they're like, "Yes."
And so I think it's
I mean, they should have just let Matt Damon talk in his Boston accent, and that would have
Right.
put it over the top.
so I think this is actually a really interesting. I kind of want to touch on this a little
Sure.
bit. So his character doesn't get much respect or recognition the entire film.
It's like obviously half the movie is the suitors, and they don't respect him at all.
So they
But-
start out, they're telling stories, right? People are telling stories about his heroism. And basically, so it starts out, right? He's getting accolades. And then it basically spends the entire movie tearing that down. Tearing down any respect that anybody has ever had for him,
Because
including himself.
Right, because this movie about a hero is not allowed to have heroes.
Right. It's not heroic
Are
at all.
Are we gonna talk about the giant, fully armored dudes in the middle of the forest?
We're
The
not because
daggum
they were lame.
The
Renaissance armor.
Lastragonians.
I
It's like the
know.
same
Yeah.
scene as the Cyclops scene, but boringer.
Right. Well, that's the thing is, like, we do this repeated thing. In fact, I'm just gonna like say
Repeated was a
this.
lot
I'd
repeated.
have to rewatch it to prove for sure. But the first two times,
Oh, that one.
well, I don't. You know, if it's free to watch somewhere online, I might do this just to see. I really feel like there's the first time they go that they find land, and the second time they go.
I thought it
find
was the
land,
same scene.
It's the same island.
Yeah.
The other side of it.
Like, it's literally. I swear, it's the same shot.
No,
both
no.
times.
I think the land. I think it's the exact same scene.
And
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
feel like there was like multiple times I felt like scenes got repeated. I'm like, this is really strange. That fight,
Honestly,
armor was
when
so
the last
ugly.
Time we got really great armor in a movie.
Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, I mean, like there are moments in Narnia where we get some good armor.
The Trojan armor was so horrific. It was so ugly.
I'm trying to.
I'm
think,
crying over the
Like
guy.
there's got to be something since Lord of the Rings that's done good armor.
Yeah.
But
Wars. No, I'm not saying. Not
Is
saying
it Agamemnon?
Agamemnon.
His armor was a bit extra.
It was so
Agamemnon's
goofy.
armor
so
is
dumb.
cartoonishly bad.
It was so
His
bad.
character felt so
I don't know
weird.
how
Why
he
was
moved.
it was so shiny? I like him just standing
I'm
there.
hearing people like what people are saying is,
Obviously.
it's meant to be representative of his ego, and it's like,
What
but
ego? He never
he
talked.
shouldn't even be able to walk in this. Like, it would have been funnier if they had him on, like, a dolly, and they, like, roll him through the gates in Troy. Like,
They probably could have fit all of the soldiers under the armor. Just he could have been the horse.
there are a few pieces of armor in this movie that look okay, but
Maybe
you're
this
right.
movie's a comedy. It's so
A
much
lot
better.
of this armor looks cheap. And then the last Dragonian. So what we did with this thing, and I was saying a second ago, and I got derailed, was we do this thing. It's like, go ashore, run away, go ashore, run away, go ashore, run away. And the sequence is we don't get those full stories when they go ashore. We get a really abbreviated version of them. So it just feels like we're doing the same thing over and over again. And I'm not kidding.
One
I
video game?
swear that the first two times they see land, it's
the same shot.
It's the exact same shot reused.
Yeah.
We may have millions of dollars as a budget, but I do not want to go film another island.
But the last Dragonians, that was, as far as the armor, like none of the armor's terrific.
Also, like,
there's a few helmets I see in there that look okay.
also, I think the scene with, sorry, continue.
But the last Dragonians in full medieval plate.
Late medieval plate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Also,
Yeah.
the small child that like ha 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 and ran away.
so I thought for a minute that kid was going to be Hermes because I was like, oh, he's weird.
Yeah.
I was like, here's Hermes. Here we go. He's weird. And then he just starts screaming, and here come the
Like, what was that about?
Yeah.
knights. It
And
looked
they're
like they
all
came
just-
out of
and they're
Deadgum
all
Merlin.
just- and they're all just hanging out in the woods in full plate armor.
I know. That's what I'm thinking. They're just chilling.
Like,
Maybe they were jousting on the other
Meet
side.
the
before
boys.
They were interrupted. I'm not sure, but like we didn't even get a story with the last Dragonians. They literally
They're
go
boys in the
ashore. They run into the
If you
giant
didn't-
kid that screams, and then they get chased off
Dad,
the island.
if you didn't know what they were, like I didn't know who those people. Like I'm like,
Look, we need to wrap up. No, the Cyclops thing is not good.
So
you
true.
actually missed our conversation. We covered that pretty early
Gollum.
on.
giant Gollum. She's
Yeah,
tempted.
they've been calling him Big Gollum.
Why is he so gangly?
and naked.
and pale.
What is that?
Gangly, naked. He's not humanized at all.
Also, why
Poseidon,
does
come get your
nose-
kid.
His nose looked like it was sideways.
It
in one
was
part.
sideways.
Was it sideways the
Yeah,
whole
it was.
time?
It was
Okay.
because I think it was trying to make the eyes make sense, but it just made it weird.
So here's the other weird thing. Okay, like it wasn't like he had like one eye like this in the middle.
Because
The eye was,
sometimes
like this
it's
way.
sideways, but sometimes a lot of the times it's depicted like they have two eyes, but they're like empty sockets, and then they have an eye on the forehead, or it's just an eye here. But his eye was here, up here, but it was sideways.
Yeah, they made the head taller and did that. And look, I'm
forehead.
gonna say, like, I mean, obviously making something look right with one eye in the middle of your face.
Yeah, Cyclopses usually are-
There's always a problem with it because, like,
They did well in Percy Jackson.
they did a pretty good job, but they like
not the show. Not the,
but
Not the
they-
movie,
but
not
they-
the movie.
Not the movie. No, the show.
Have you
but,
seen
But
it?
what they did that's problematic in that is they basically just cut the bridge of the nose.
Right.
And it's like now, like, does his nose like? Can he
Does it
breathe?
just
Can you
stop?
breathe, dude? Like, I don't know.
But like his nose
It's.
this way and his
I'll
eyes
admit,
this way.
it's a hard like that. There's some problems with making
Cyclops.
a Cyclops look right. You know, it's like
'Cause that's not how
it's
human
unnatural,
anatomy works.
right? So there are some problems with, and I understand that.
But why,
My
that was the
biggest- but
worst.
My biggest problem again is that they just totally stripped him of any humanity
No, he just like ate people and grunted.
and took naps.
And
He took naps. He's like, I'm stuffed, guys. I'm taking a nap. It's like Thanksgiving dinner. I'm
like, I
done.
wonder if maybe that was so Odysseus didn't seem reprehensible for stabbing him in the eye with a flaming spike. I mean, because like at that point they had decided like because Odysseus was, you know, so culpable at
Also,
Troy.
he didn't have a club. The Cyclops, they're like,
Yeah.
oh, we should take his club. And it's like, he hasn't had a club the entire time.
what club are you talking about? Civilians?
So they basically decided that he was so culpable for Troy because he broke the hospitality rules. Which, how are
He
you?
didn't.
He
wasn't a guest.
He was not
It's
a guest.
wartime.
Anyway, but they never like show. The thing is, Odysseus is not just a great guy through and through. He's, he's
I mean, he has,
Hermes
he's the
is
whole thing.
he's
So
descended
there's-
from Hermes.
So we've sort of gotten into just all the things we really dislike.
we didn't like the movie, guys.
did
We're
not.
trying to get
But
at.
there is a big story point that Marisha mentioned at the top of the show, and we need to cover it before we wrap up.
Okay.
So this is when we talk about the Greek, the rules about the way you treat.
Xenophilia.
Xenophilia?
Yeah, no, so it's the love of strangers.
Okay.
Okay.
But
Xenos.
when we talk about Xenos, this rule for the way we treat
I didn't know that was a thing.
visitors, strangers, guests, there is a it's a two-sided rule. The guest is supposed to behave in a certain way as well. And so this whole movie boils down to, well, we broke the bond. We broke this fragile agreement between us that made us civilized. And I'm gonna let you, because you were the one that brought this up.
Take the floor, Mom.
But the rules were broken
Oh yeah.
long before.
So they make this whole thing like we have broken Zeus's law by leaving a gift that was treacherous, basically. That's kind of the thing that this whole story hinges on. And that's what's going to destroy, that's what's going to, that's what makes them the sea people. And I'll have a whole conversation about the sea people later. But
Will be, because we're an hour 30 minutes in.
I think she means like different episode.
yeah, a different episode. But here's the thing. Yes, there is a breach of Xenos that sets this whole story off. And that is the great crime that sets off this whole tragic story. And it is when Paris steals Menelaus's wife.
Yeah.
He breaks the cardinal rule. Like, he visits Menelaus. Menelaus treats him like a brother and treats him with great hospitality and has to go do a thing. And in meantime, Paris either seduces or kidnaps Menelaus's wife and hightails it back to Troy with her. That is the breach.
What starts the war?
That is the breach of Xenos that destroys civilization. And you can make a pretty good argument that from a mythological standpoint, the end of the Trojan War is the end of the age of the gods. It is the end. It's when all of these things start to come apart.
Yeah.
But it is not the catalyst for that destruction. Is a breach of hospitality and a breach of the divine law of Xenos. And it is on the part of the Trojans, because not only does Paris steal Menelaus's wife and take her back to Troy, the Trojans then become complicit in that crime whenever they take them back. And that is the catalyst for this whole tragedy. And yes, a large part of the reason that there are so many issues going home is because of the way that the Greeks behave when they finally make it into Troy. They do not follow the rules of civilized warfare. They fight like barbarians, and they fight like they're godless. And the gods are angry, and they visit that. That's why it takes Menelaus and Agamemnon so long to get home, is because the gods are now pissed. Because all of this, but the thing is, that's the great crime that starts this downward spiral is not committed by the Achaeans. It is committed by Paris, who we never even hear name dropped.
Right? That was crazy. I'm like,
Oh, there's a lot of people that should have been mentioned that aren't, but yeah, like
yeah, we didn't even get Achilles
the
either.
breach of social contract doesn't occur because of the gift.
Right. That's
It's
not
like-
the first thing. You're not the ones that broke it first.
Yeah.
And
So.
the leaving of the gift is not the breaking of a social
Also,
contract.
I don't think that. Yeah, I don't think that
They're
counts.
not guests.
They're not. That's what I'm saying. They're not guests. It doesn't.
Yeah,
But the thing is, they weren't. The point they were out to make is Greeks bad.
I feel
So
like. Sorry.
So therefore, we had to leave out the story of the Trojan War is complicated. There are many people who do bad
Sometimes
things.
going wrong.
Lots of people doing lots of bad things, and lots of people doing heroic things.
Yeah.
So look, I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, there's problems with characterizations of basically every character in it. The encounters with the different monsters, whether everybody from Circe to Scylla is wrong. It's all done wrong. Historical inaccuracies, and before you scream at me that this is a myth, not a history, it's
set in its real historical
still
time.
set in a time and place.
Yeah.
And
He references the end of our Age of Bronze.
I'm like a brother.
Also, nobody's self-aware to know that the Bronze Age is ending when the Bronze Age is ending. Come on, seriously.
Yeah. No, that was
yeah.
weird.
And the
Wait,
seasons are a whole different thing.
but the all the characterizations, the lack of the gods, the fight scenes, the music, it is just too
Thing after
big.
thing after thing.
Yeah, it's just too big of a mound of compounding problems to overcome for me, and I
And
just
why are we going to name drop the Bronze Age whenever nothing about this
Is
look-
Bronze Age.
nothing about this has anything to do with the Bronze
no
Age?
the
And
well
the weapons aren't even bronze.
the weapons
weapons aren't even bronze.
The sensibilities are far too modern.
Yes.
It's just there's too many problems.
Yeah.
I try my best to forget
and
it exists
people
in
I
are like
Loki.
10 out of 10. Yeah.
The
no.
10 out of 10s that I'm
Cinema.
seeing, I don't understand.
Yeah, I keep
I-
seeing people on
in
Pinterest.
a few months, this movie is going to be largely forgotten.
All right, score. He's asking for a score from each of us guys.
I did it at the beginning. I said that I felt like I was stretching out of 3 out of 10.
I'm gonna say 3 out of 10 as well, because it was. I could probably watch something worse, so like it gets points for not being well, maybe it was the worst thing. I've
Again,
watched,
I
but
think
still.
that there were. I don't think the actors
cool
did
parts.
terrible jobs with what they're given. There are some good shots. I'm not going to give it a 0, but I would feel like if I gave it even a 5 of 10 that I would be.
Either a 3 or a 4. I feel like a
Yeah.
5 is not. I think a 3.
Anybody else? I know, like
The last
scores
one
aren't something
was-
we usually do. Adeline.
I'm 2 out of 10 just because the Odyssey just really means a lot to me. Like I just
Fair.
like it is just like such a bad.
That's fair,
It's-
and the fairness of that point is that there's a lot of people saying, well, just because you like the book doesn't mean that
No, I don't
then
like
you're
it as
right. And it's like,
it's
no,
like,
no,
fine,
but
it- like-
and again, this goes back to my talk about "O Brother, Where
It
Art Thou"
could-
versus the Odyssey. Is that at least "O
Like, it
Brother,
could
Where
be a
Art Thou"
good
is
movie.
completely honest about what it was, and this is not honest about
yeah.
what it was.
Look, it could be even if this was even if they did this, they executed this movie well, do like following the same kind of themes that I still wouldn't have liked it. Even if it
Right.
was technically a good movie,
It's-
just
yeah,
because it's not the Odyssey.
It's a pretentious,
Oopsie.
sort of overbearing reimagining of the Odyssey.
Yeah.
And here's the thing, guys. I can watch terrible movies, but this was a boring, terrible movie.
That's the thing. Is,
No
like, I
fun
can
at
watch
all.
a movie like I'm constantly introducing the kids to things from when I was a kid, things that me and my brother and sister used to sit around and laugh about.
Because they were terrible, and if they were terrible in the 80s, they're really terrible now.
Things like watching things like Surf Ninjas.
Like it was hilarious.
It's a
I
bad
enjoyed
movie,
it.
but it's
It's
funny.
fun. It was fun to watch.
Yeah, it's fun, and you're not going to walk away from it going, "Man, that was like
Make
a
your
10
movies
of 10
enjoyable,
movie."
guys,
But like you walk
jeez.
away from it and go, "I had fun watching that movie."
Yeah.
This one, there's so many problems, and there's no fun. There's no joy to be had. And
Yeah.
if you go back and watch the show from like 6 months ago, I said I was afraid after the
Yeah.
first trailer came out that this was going to be a joyless, soulless
Colorless.
retelling of
You-
the Odyssey.
You also said you thought it was going to be technically excellent.
I
and
thought it would be
beautiful.
technically sound and beautiful because it was Chris Nolan.
But it
I was
wasn't.
wrong. It wasn't even that. So anyway, we need to wrap it up for the day.
Wait, I didn't give my score.
yeah,
Oh,
what's your score,
score!
Mama?
Give us a score. Thank you.
Okay, so
very much.
I think honestly, I think that I might give it a 4 because, in spite of the fact that I totally loathed the first like 4/5 of the movie, once he finally got back, once
Once it picked up.
once he finally got back to Ithaca,
I agree with that.
I liked it pretty good. And
Fair.
the last you know, whenever they come down and Telemachus is like wearing a crown, he's going to be king of Ithaca.
That crown
He's
was
finally
ugly.
It
being a
doesn't
grown-up.
end
That
on a
kinda made me
it
smile.
doesn't end on a completely sour note.
Yeah.
And I kind of was afraid.
I
that
would have
was
liked
gonna.
it more if I wouldn't have almost thrown up. So
Yeah.
you
But
know,
like I said,
Yeah,
kinda ruined it for
you
me.
almost threw up during the body horror scene.
I can't.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
it
was
was
pretty
bad.
bad.
Anyway,
don't take your 12-year-old
Yep.
friends,
Please don't take your 12-year-old to this movie.
especially if he is liable to wind up in your bed.
Or your sisters, or your your children, your daughter's. Holy crap! I can't speak. Your daughter's bedroom.
Anyway, so you can find us on Twitter at @sci_fictionary or Star Wars stuff at crew_podcast at CRU_podcast. All of our stuff, you can find audio shows for both of those channels, but everything on YouTube here in one place. The kiddos who have long done the Padawan report with us ever since way back. Thank you for subbing. It's always really good to see new faces in the chat.
Yeah, thanks for
Especially on
coming
a
in.
Sunday when
Thank
I
you.
usually know that I'm not going to have anybody in the chat. But the kiddos have started their own channel. It's a spinoff. We used to do the Padawan Report as part of Coruscant Radio Underground when that was our original show or podcast at the time. And it started off as like where we would watch something with them and we'd kind of ask questions about it and kind of get their take, because sometimes it's refreshing to hear a take from somebody for legitimately the first time.
Yeah.
But now they have their own channel. It's the Padawan Report on YouTube, and it's really easy to find.
We only have one episode so far, but
only
we're
one
going to
episode.
talk about
You
Doomsday.
just started it.
soon,
Show's been
so.
up for less than 3 weeks,
So,
and you should
We're
get a
going
new
to try
one
to do
up
more
this week.
consistent stuff. We'll see how that goes.
But definitely check them out. No social media for them if you want to.
Oh,
send
you can.
them
You can find them on Instagram doing cosplay at Princesses.
Oh,
and
Princesses
Padawans.
and Padawans on Princesses and Padawans on Instagram. You can find a
I
bunch
run
of their
it because I'm that mom.
a bunch of their podcast stuff, which is great. And there's also some of their podcast stuff,
Cosplay.
some of their cosplay stuff at the Science Fictionary Instagram as well. But thank you for joining us, and we will see you guys next time. May the force be with you.